Okay, so today is Wednesday, January 27th, and the lighting in my room is a little bright today because we have some beautiful sunshine and my hair is still drying and it looks silly, but this might be the only opportunity I have to say this today, so I'm going to record it and maybe share it. We'll see. I don't really care. You are all my friends and you can see me with clips in my hair. Okay. So, started thinking about this idea of the individual again because I'm feeling that the idea of the individual is something we're not all on the same page about. And I think if we explain it, we would be. And so I want to start trying to figure out how to word this right because I especially think this is going to come from the older generation, like that still votes Republican, that is part of our movement, because they see a lot of the younger people in my generation and in the generation that's in between us are very self centered. And I don't disagree. I feel like there is a lot of self centeredness going on because now, okay, this is the because part. There are just some people who are self centered and they only think about themselves, but they don't have a sense of self. And those are the people that are out in the world hurting other people, the gaslighters, the narcissists. That's them. So, yeah, they're hyper focused on themselves because they have no self. They have no sense of self and they are incapable of empathy. So, we have that group of people out there in the world. Those aren't really the people I'm talking to. Those aren't even the people I'm talking about. Those people hurt others. They go around and cause this problem. And then they throw their hands up like they didn't do it. And they point their finger at other people when they should be pointing it back at themselves, right? So this message is for the people who don't do that. This is the message for the people who are having a hard time standing up for themselves and what they believe in right now. That is who this message is actually for because you are an individual. And I had to learn this the very, very hard way through having an illness that you couldn't treat with statistic analysis and prescription pills, right? So, like, I had to discover this organically. I didn't have a sense of self. I didn't know who I was. These are all things that happen from being around people, the original group of people I talked about, right? The people that are not individuals, but they're hyper focused on themselves. We're individuals who are hyper focused on others, and we need to get out of that. We need to remember the right order. And I had to remember the right order to heal. First, I had to remember the right order to get myself physically better because my physical health was contributing to my mental health. The physical health stuff started first for me. So, focusing on the individual is what healed me. Now, I started to have physical healing from dealing with the physical problems in my body because there were a lot of them. But as I started to get better with that, it was like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Well, I had 2 different things going on at the same time without knowing it because Lyme tanks your nervous system. There's such a thing as neurologic Lyme disease, and most of the really debilitating symptoms from the disease come from that problem. And so I think we had done enough healing in my body that I could maintain very well, but if it would appear, as history has shown for me, every time something stressful comes into my life, I get derailed and it affects my physical body. I can't deny that anymore because I've had really, really good periods of health where I haven't been stressed and I haven't had that many struggles. Sometimes I still have, you can see, I struggle in my shoulders and my neck, and I still have pain and structural pain there, but it is not the same type of pain as what I will get if I have an external stressful stimulus come in. Okay. If I was focused on other people, I wouldn't know that about myself. So, by me focusing on myself and learning about myself, my own body, then I started to learn about my mind and my personality and what do I like and what do I feel and what do I think about stuff, and wow, that'll change your life. And that led me to open my Bible. And do you know what that did? That showed me, hey, listen, hey, all that guilt you're feeling because you know you have to put yourself first in your life right now, all that guilt you're feeling, you can give that to me because I tell you the right order. It's God, yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, and your relationship with God, if you don't take care of your own self, your own body, your own thoughts, your own feelings, if you are not being responsible for that for you, then you're going around without knowing it and disrupting other people, and you're contributing to the problem, right? So some of us need to focus on ourselves first, because once we focus on ourselves and fix the damage from all of the lies that you get told about how to take care of yourself, and all of the lies that the nasty people out in the world tell you about yourself, and cut up the language to make you feel like you've done something wrong. No. And see, that comes from identity politics. That's what they play with all of us. See, I like my labels. I like labels because they help me know who I am and how I'm oriented in the world. But I can see the longer this goes on, the label making becomes a problem, because people are holding on to their labels as though they are idols. They're not, right? I'm a conservative Christian mom of two with a chronic illness. That's who I am. But it doesn't say anything about what do I do, right? That's just how I would categorize myself to quickly tell you who I am. Doesn't say anything about me in reality, right? What I do matters more. Who I am now matters more than who I was. And this is stuff that people need to hear, because they're blindly hating other people, and it's not necessary, and it's hurting the collective, because the collective matters, and it's hurting the individual, and the individual matters more than the collective. And that's my argument. That's my whole argument, is that because of that whole cycle of abuse that goes on in these different areas of our lives, that I don't blame other people sometimes, because I don't think sometimes people know they're doing this. They're a victim, but they're re-victimizing other people because they're just so caught in this horrible system where we've got everything out of order. So I'm not trying to put anybody down by saying that, and I'm not trying to elevate myself. I am saying that from a humble place. It was put on my heart to share it with my friends today, and that's what I want to do. That is what I feel is my purpose and meaning right now, is that, and what I'm doing in my own home with my own family. That's very important, and I cannot wait to start sharing and talking about that too. We had to give it some time, but